It hasn't been even a week since Grindstyle Calisthenics was officially released on Amazon, and the feedback I've been getting has been fantastic. I can't thank you all enough for all of the props and the support. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm also getting a lot of very good questions about it. One specifically, which I want to address today, is how would I combine the Grindstyle Calisthenics method with Convict conditioning? Now, Grindstyle workout has 4 phases, okay? You've got your tension control phase, where you work on your mind-muscle connection. Then you've got your stability phase, because you can only be as strong as you are stable. Then you have your grind phase, where you're taking some sort of an exercise level or progression and working on the work capacity of your muscle. So you're working really hard for sets and reps, usually 3 or so. Then you have your finisher phase, or your hypertrophy phase, where that's kind of a little bit more freeform, where you could do either some focused work like bicep curls or something, or you can do lighter versions of what you did to really just finish the muscle off, kind of like a drop set or an isometric finisher. So the way you want to think about this is that your 4 phases can be intact with almost any sort of training method, because tension control and stability is just tension control and stability. It's not exercise specific. Same thing with finishers. You can do any sort of finishers that you like. It's that grind phase that you would swap out. So the way I kind of think of this is, look at this, kind of like the old video game consoles that had cartridges and stuff like that. And when you would buy an old video game console, like in the 90s, I know I'm totally dating myself, you would get like a pack-in title, right? One of the games that came with the console to get you up and running. It's usually a pretty good way to get started into the video game like ecosystem for Nintendo or Sega or whatever. So think of the grind style progressions in Grindstyle Calisthenics as the pack-in cartridge title for basic standard strength and hypertrophy calisthenics progressions. So if you want to work on something else, you just slip that out and pop in a different title. So you would take the Convict conditioning cartridge and pop it right in. So instead of using the Grindstyle progressions in the book, you would use whatever levels or steps you're using in Convict conditioning. But it goes beyond that. You can also have a skill-based style. So you don't want Convict conditioning? Fine. Let's do a skill-based where we're working on handstands, planches, levers, and muscle-ups. So you'd make up a program around those things and just insert it right there. So you still have tension, stability, and a finisher, but you're just working on the work capacity of the skills. You could do also the other books in the RDP library. So you can have a bodyweight training for cycling phase that you would pop in, or bodyweight training for martial arts. So you could take any sort of meat and potatoes of a program and just kind of interchange them, just like you would do with different games in your console. So you would customize your library of what type of methods you would use for your specific goals. And then you can do periodization, or you could just pop them out back and forth, whatever kind of you feel like working on that day. So that's how I would go about it. But if you have any questions, please leave them down below. And also, what are your favorite video games you had when you were growing up? Me personally, I always liked driving games, and role-playing games were like crack to me. I couldn't not play them, and that's why I don't play them these days, because if I kept playing video games like that, I wouldn't have written any of my books. I'd still be playing video games. But I'd love to hear from you down below. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. More videos here. And remember, be fit, live free.